Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Hood Table. One more again. How you doing? How you doing? Let me push my mic back a little so I'm coming across too loud. But hey, how's everybody this Monday evening? Happy Martin Luther King. Happy MLK Day. Come on in, come on in. I see we got comments in the chat already. Looking lovely, lovely. Ooh. Don't let me mess up the name now. Don't let me mess up the name. Lovely one said, "Can somebody tell me, please, who dare names their child Lavontraye?" You know what, Lovely? That crossed my mind when I read that name, but I just didn't speak it out loud. That was one of those. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing. Y'all know if you ain't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. But yes, that is who we're going to be speaking of. It's a lot of people discussing this right now, and I covered a little bit of it. And I had said once I watched Tasha K's little snippet of the interview with Lavontraye that she was going to, or that she was willing to put on her YouTube channel, then I will watch that for free for the free 99. But I'm not about to be paying no $12 to her, then Larry Reid, and who else? Who knows who else is going to try to charge something for us to watch the video of an interview that most likely is going to end up getting released, or other people are going to pay for the interview to watch it, and then we can just get some tea from all these different channels, right? So that's basically what I've been doing. I've been tuning in to other people, and I also just watched Tasha K's live. That was early. Man, she had so many people in her chat. We over here be getting all happy and excited about 1,000 people in our chat. Tasha K had over 10,000 people in her chat. I was like, 10,000 people? There's no way I could even know one percentage of the people's names and stuff like that in the chat. All those, comments just flying by, flying by, flying by. 10,000. And then she said she wasn't even going to go into the interview part. She wasn't going to replay that until she had 4,000 likes. We be trying to get 1K in a chat, and she was not showing us the little snippet of that interview until she had 4,000 people in the chat. So she got her 4,000 people in the chat, and I don't know how many views the video got by now. Which Tasha K I guess she should know that a lot of people are not going to pay that price, but a lot of people will tune in for the free 99 on YouTube. So I don't know if she's going to keep the rest of them on the Patreon, because it's supposed to be a part. She said it might be 4 parts. It might be 3 or 4 parts. But the first part, of course, was part one, where she interviewed the accuser, Lavontraye. And it was a 2.5 hour interview, but she only showed on her YouTube channel 45 minutes of it. And she said basically she put on YouTube what she could show that she thinks she wouldn't get in trouble for, because it is involving children and things happening to children. So she didn't want to get her channel strike. She didn't want to, have any penalties, or, face any penalties for putting too much on her channel. So she just put what she thought. And I guess that makes sense for her to put it on her website, but still $12. And that ain't a lot. $12 ain't gonna break most people. It ain't gonna break me. But still, I'm like, it's gonna come out anyway. Shoot, I might be a few hours late, but okay. That's like if you're watching the award show or something, you ain't got cable, or you watching something on TV and you ain't got cable. You know it's gonna come out the next day on the Fire Stick or on something, or a movie or something like that. So you be patient. And I was patiently waiting. And basically, after watching the 45 minutes that Tasha K was willing to show on her YouTube channel, I agree with a lot of other people that we really haven't learned anything too new about the story. one thing I did find out was that I didn't know before, because I used to watch Daryl Moore when he was covering this before I said Larry Nance. Ooh, is that Larry talking about me? But no, when he used to do coverage on Larry Reid and this story, these accusations, and when he had Lavontraye on his panel and was interviewing him, I was following that over there. And so I watched it intently, and I did some reviews on it. I think that was on my other channel though, that I did reviews on it. And so far, it's nothing that I can really say. I don't know. I can't really say that I learned too much more. But this is just only part one. This is only part one. And again, I only heard 45 minutes of the interview. Now I do know that I was following Wiley. Y'all know Wiley from the Wiley Show. I was following him on Twitter. And he said that Larry Reid must produce a receipt immediately, expeditiously, to prove his innocence because the streets are saying he is guilty. And then Marquise Wiley, he tagged BET because, of course, y'all know that the bishop Larry Reid, he is on 2 TV shows over there down at the BET, right? Y'all do know that, right? He is an actor on the BET show Kingdom Business and also on American Gangster Trap Queens. So the Wiley show is up there trying to stir some stuff up. And I wonder if BT ever heard about that anyway. Hey, Pandy Boo. She said, good evening, everyone. Come on in, like, share, and subscribe, and support. Thank you so much. But yes, Wiley is over there on the Twitter streets, Black Twitter. He trying to get is he trying to get BET to cancel Larry Reid? And Larry Reid is doing press conferences. Lavontraye, he only spoke to, as far as I know, Tasha K said Daryl Moore was the first one who gave him a voice, and then Tasha K was number 2 in giving him a voice. If he spoke to anybody else, I don't know anything about it. But Larry Reid did say that he was going on his Patreon today, and he was going to charge $12, just like Tasha K charged $12, for everybody to see that part 1 of the interview on her website. Because again, she didn't want to show the whole thing on her YouTube channel because it gets really in detail when it comes to abuse. So she just didn't want to put all that on there. But again, I wasn't paying no $12. I'll wait till the tea comes out and spill it onto the YouTube streets or on social media. But yeah, where is my water? I think I left it in my office. I'm chilling in the living room right now because I'm waiting on a package to be delivered. And I think I left my water in my office. But anywho, and then it also says, what else did Wiley say over there? He said Larry Reid is doing a press conference, which he is. He said he's going to do 3 live interviews with people this week. And again, when I was talking to you guys earlier, I said I think one of them is going to be Conscious. I think one of them might be with Armand, and I think one of them might be with King Jice. I don't know, but I know Larry Reid is really fond of Conscious, and he has given him exclusive interviews before. And he did say that he is very fond of Armand. So, and he said not a lot of people know that, but he said he is very fond of Armand. So I don't know if they're gonna be charging $12 like everybody else, but if they are, I'm not paying them either. I'm about to call this $12 gate. That's what I'm about to call it, $12 gate. Everybody want to charge $12 for you to watch their interview. I know it makes me sound like I'm broke, right? I swear I'm not broke. I ain't rich. But I ain't about to pay everybody $12 to watch their videos. But anywho, so yeah, the Wiley Show is over there on Twitter stirring up some stuff, tagging BET and everything, trying to get their attention. And that's what I was saying earlier. I wonder if BET has already known about some of these allegations, but because of the fact that they really haven't I don't want to say haven't stuck, but you know, he never went to jail. As far as we know, he hasn't been charged of anything. And you know what we do know is that he put a lawsuit against Daryl Moore, who first interviewed Lavontraye, you know, a couple of years ago, and Daryl Moore was talking about it consistently on his YouTube channel, just like Tasha K was doing with Cardi B, and making all these allegations and slandering and all that kind of stuff. So just like Tasha K had to delete all her Cardi B videos in that lawsuit she lost, Daryl Moore had to remove all those videos of Larry Reid, you know, after he lost that lawsuit. But Larry Reid did file another lawsuit, and that was against the accuser, against Lavontraye. And basically, he had filed a lawsuit, and I'm waiting to get that from Tasha K, because she said on her show earlier that if anybody wants that lawsuit, which I think she said was like 12 pages, to just reach out to Chelsea. I guess that's her, like her, I don't know if that's her secretary or assistant or, you know, something like that. So I did reach out to Chelsea, and I did ask for a copy of that lawsuit. So I'm waiting on that to come. It hasn't came yet. And I'm still checking my email. Now, Tasha K, if you see this video, you said you was willing to give that to any blogger, whatever, that reaches out to you. So I'm waiting on my 12-page manuscript, okay, of the lawsuit. Please and thank you very kindly. I appreciate it. But yeah, she said in that lawsuit that he had filed against Lavontraye, it was 12 pages, but really only the first page had anything to do with Lavontraye, and the rest of the pages had something to do with Bishop Lamar Whitehead. Oh, so and as we heard earlier, Bishop Lamar Whitehead, Larry Reid believes that he is putting these players together to come against him, because he believes that Larry Reid was the one who put the FBI on him. You know, the FBI, they investigated him, they bum rushed him, they raided him, they dragged him down to the jail cell. You know, he's always in some type of trouble, Mr. Bishop Bling Bling. So he even said on his live on IG that he believes Larry Reid is responsible for that. And we discussed all that earlier, you know, why he thinks about that. If you missed it, it's on my prior show that I did earlier when I was reviewing Larry Reid's live. So, but yeah, after about 3 weeks after he filed that lawsuit against his accuser, Lavontraye, he turns around and he drops the lawsuit after 3 weeks. And why did he drop the lawsuit? Well, from what Tasha K is saying, he dropped the lawsuit because Lavontraye, basically, he was like, okay, is this what it's going to be? Is this what it is? So he filed a motion. Lavontraye, the accuser, filed a motion against the lawsuit. So then, after that, Larry Reid dropped it. And speaking of filing the motion is like more than double the amount of pages. TK said Larry Reid's lawsuit was 12 pages. She said the motion was like 26 pages, longer than the one that started the lawsuit with Larry Reid. And he claims that, you know, it was for why can I say it? Jurisdictional, yeah, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Purposes. That he filed the jurisdictional reasons. He dropped the lawsuit. But TK was saying, you know, that ain't just the only reason why, if a reason at all, but because he probably wasn't expecting Lavontraye to file a motion against his lawsuit, trying to hush him, trying to silence him like he did Daryl Moore, the one who first interviewed Lavontraye. So TK was like, well, maybe it's more for Uh-oh, somebody's at the door. Gotta go. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had told y'all at the beginning of my show that I had somebody dropping something off. So that's who that was. And y'all got to hear my doorbell. I had this cool doorbell system. It was here when I bought the house, and it got like 17 or 18 different sounds. And the one that I chose was like um some type of horn sound. And it's kind of cool. It's like dun, 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 so, something like that. But anyway, so where was I? Oh, speaking of the motion. Okay, so speaking of the motion, again, Larry Reid had claimed that, for jurisdictional reasons, he was dropping a lawsuit against his accuser, Lavontraye. And we are still hearing that there are four accusers that we know of. Now, I'm not saying any of this is true. This is all allegedly in my Tasha K voice. Everything we discussed is allegedly. But allegedly, if there is four, then allegedly it could be more. If there were four, it could be more. But we don't know. We don't know. Tasha K says she has hardcore proof that she is going to present after she interviews the mother of the accuser, after she interviews Lavontraye's mother. Then she said the last part of the show is going to, or the last part of the series, kind of like surviving R. Kelly series, like a surviving Larry Reid. But she said the final part of the series is going to be of her showing proof that Larry Reid indeed, in fact, apologized to the accuser, Lavontraye, for doing whatever it is that is said that he did. Now, Tasha basically gave him, I don't want to say a way out, but she gave him a heads up before she did the interview, because everybody's asking, why would you do this to your friend? Why would you? What do Jay Wilson always say on these YouTube streets? Ain't no friends on YouTube. Ain't that what Jay Wilson always says? That's what he's been telling us. How long Jay Wilson been on here? He's been telling us that for years, okay? Jay Wilson has been telling us for years that ain't no friends on YouTube. And even though there are a few of us that have made some real long-lasting friendships, relationships on YouTube, and I'm not counting Tracy and her man. I'm still waiting on the verdict on that one. But yeah, there are quite a few of us who have made some really I want to say true and genuine relationships on YouTube, whether it be friendships or whatnot. But overall, come on now. We know a lot of people believe in the clicks and the views, no matter what your hell. That's what broke up 5Abe and Tracy's relationship in the beginning, was because of the clicks and the views. Tracy felt like, I don't know if she still feels like that, but she did feel like in the past that whatever was content on social media, if we receive it on social media, if you put it out there on social media, excuse me, then we can discuss on our channels. So yeah, that's where we at right now. So Tasha K claims that she did give Larry Reid a warning. She told him, I'm thinking of picking up this interview. It was, of course, the whole situation was dropped by Daryl Moore because of the simple fact that Larry Reid filed a lawsuit against him, and I guess he won, or they both have to agree not to talk about each other or something like that. And so she asked him, is there anything at all out there that can make you look guilty? Are there any phone call conversations? Are there any apology conversations? Anything out there that make you look guilty or make it seem like you really did what you're being accused of? And he kept saying, no. And then he told her, and if you do pick up this story, then you are the one that's going to be responsible or held responsible or something like that. Maybe that was some type of threat or some type of warning towards his friend. But then Tasha was like, well, you know what? This has brought our relationship closer. I was cracking up. Because Tasha, I swear to God, she was giving me evangelist today. She was giving me evangelist today, female pastor, preacher, apostle, Tasha K today. Like, she was up there really preaching. And I mean, she was, boy, she's not having it. She's not having it. And she's like, I don't care if that man was my friend. What kind of friend would I be if I was biased or looked past this or swept this under the rug like a lot of Black churches, Black families have done for years, especially in our Black churches. Yep. So she said she is being a friend. She's being a friend by talking about this, by discussing it, by not being biased. She said to her, it ain't about friendship. She said no matter who it is, if she has enough proof, whether it's a friend or a stranger, if she has enough proof and somebody brings a story to her, they want to tell their story, and she has enough proof, or she basically said, if I can sleep at night and feel good about delivering this story, about doing this interview publicly, then I'm going to do it. So evidently, whatever she got, whatever proof she got, whatever messages, she said she got messages, she got voicemails, she got screenshots, she got all kind of stuff, right? And she said she basically, without saying, I know he did it. That's what it sounds like she's saying. Now, I hope, again, I said earlier, I hope this don't backfire on Tasha. Just like with the Cardi B. Now, we remember when she was doing her interviews with Cardi B and when she was doing her interviews with Star Marie. I mean, not Cardi B, but when she was doing her interview with Star Marie, then doing all that commentary after that on Cardi B. And people were saying she keeps acting like she knows this really happened. Like, one thing they say about somebody who does interviews, you're not supposed to like just agree with everything the person says that you're interviewing. You're the interviewer. You're there to ask questions and to get information out of them. Offer a little feedback, of course. Try to keep the interview going smooth, flowing in a certain direction. But you're not supposed to just always agree. Yes, I'm sure that happened. Yeah, I bet you that did. I bet you, yeah, sound like something they would do, and stuff like that. So I hope this ain't, because from what I'm hearing on these streets, that Daryl Moore is not the only person that he's going to come after as far as YouTubers and bloggers on this specific topic. I ain't got no money. So like I said, everything I say is allegedly. Allegedly. 3 words. Allegedly. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not saying this stuff is true. I'm not saying it's false. I'm just doing commentary on what I've been hearing, across the YouTube streets and across social media. Tiff Moore said, Tasha. Is them sad faces? But yeah, so again, we didn't learn a whole bunch as far as different than what we learned about Daryl Moore. Now I do recall when Daryl Moore was interviewing Lavontraye, he did mention, how he would make him take everything off, dance around, things like that. Then Larry would be sitting under this zebra print cover. But I did not know, or maybe I just forgot, that later on down the line, Larry Reid had gifted him that same zebra print black and white cover and gave it to him as a gift and said, "This is a gift to you. It's a cover that I used to pray under." And while something comes to my head, because everything I say here is allegedly, I'm not going to say what's going through my head when I think of pray under. But anyway, like he. Okay, so anywho, um, this is a lot. This is a lot because it keeps coming up. I mean, this goes back, like even the police report that was filed. Like there was a police report filed, and what did Tasha say it was back in 2000? I think she said 2008. Because in the lawsuit that Larry took out on Lavontraye, his accuser, he stated in that 12-page manuscript that he was never contacted, he was never charged, and no charges were ever brought, and currently no active investigation into this claim by the Raleigh, North Carolina Police Department. But Tasha K said, how do you know if there's no ongoing investigation regarding that police report? And the police report that Tasha K is referring that was filed was in 2008. And that was when Larry was living at, they gave out the address 3216 Ulster Drive. They said in that police report, this is the same police report that Daryl has showed on his show when he interviewed the accuser, but it gave the address, excuse me, and it reflected allegations of forcible fondling when it comes to a 15-year-old, that 15-year-old allegedly being Lavontraye. But yeah, Tasha K said, on that police report that was filed back then, and she was basically saying, how do you know that no further investigation has been done on that police report? Was that a hint? I don't know. But it's crazy how when he filed a lawsuit against Daryl, at first he sent him a cease and desist. And of course, Daryl, man, you know what he did? Basically, what Tasha K used to do with her cease and desist. I wipe these. I wipe my ass with these. This is nothing but tissue paper to me. And so Daryl, when he saw the cease and desist, he basically was on live on his show, the cigar vlogger with his cigar, smoking and stuff. He ain't giving them cease and desist the time of day. That, of course, led into Larry Reid actually filing a lawsuit. And then they both, were told, stay away from each other, leave each other alone, don't talk about each other. You got to delete all those videos, Daryl, that you put up of him. But in this situation with the young man, he filed a lawsuit. He never sent him a cease and desist. He never sent him a cease and desist to stop going on these platforms, stop doing these tours, stop making these accusations. He just went to file a lawsuit, but again, dropped it 3 weeks later after the accuser filed a motion. Why you dropped the lawsuit? If you really believe truly that you done no wrong, you did drop the lawsuit against Daryl, the YouTube cigar vlogger, but you dropped the lawsuit against the accuser. Now that might seem really questionable, really, really questionable. Let me read some of these comments. Tiff Moore said, "Don't fall for it, Tasha. Been out to get Larry, but we shall see. Is Larry a pastor though?" They say he is a. Oh gosh, Larry claims to be a lot of things, child. Larry claims to be a lot of things. He says he is a. What is he? He says he's a multi-personality, comedic commentator, spiritual leader, songwriter, recording artist, actor. He claims he does claim to be a minister, spiritual leader, something like that. Something like that. But then you said she do know that how she got sued in the first place. Larry got a lawyer, her old lawyer. Yeah, that is how she got sued last time. That's why I said I hope she knows what she's doing here. I really do hope that she knows what she's doing here. And although I'm totally agree that what happened to her with Cardi B was necessary. It was absolutely necessary. The vile behavior she was doing towards, I thought that was totally necessary. Now in this situation, she claims that she got proof. Unlike, with the Star Marie, she didn't have no proof of any of the things. This case, I got proof. So, yes, child, Tiffany, this is going to be messy. Messy. You say, I don't know, Larry be buffing, but we shall see this to be. But what do you think, Tiff, about, okay, Larry has even said on his live. Now, we know that Larry was touched. We know that. Like some children, they suffer from the hands of adults, the hands of older kids, as a child. We know that happened to him. But when asked as an adult, not as a child who you probably didn't have no say so or whatever, but as an adult, when asked, has he ever done anything to men, sucked, licked, went down on, whether it was bottom, top, whatever, he said yes, and yes. But he's not gay. So, in the story of his accuser, Lavontraye, the accuser, alleges that every single time Larry would bring it up about being gay or doing it with guys or something like that, he would tell him that you are not gay by doing this. And one of the things that he did tell him, to make him feel comfortable, I guess, to make him feel comfortable in doing what Larry wanted him to do, he would basically tell him that, because he was a spiritual leader and he used to pastor a church. So, Lavontraye was like, to him, this was my father figure because of the fact that my mom and dad had divorced, when I was 9. And then when I started getting a teenager, I started, acting up, cutting up. My mom thought, that I needed to be with somebody who was like a father figure, in my life, like a father figure. And that's how he was introduced to Larry in the first place. But Larry allegedly would tell him that, he's doing the things to him because he's protecting him. Basically, it's something like, this is what God wants me to do to you. And he even accused him of saying things like, it's going to happen to you anyway. Either you are going to be gay or either you are going to be a womanizer. So he alleged that he would tell him things like, you're helping me by doing this. You're supporting me as your pastor, or whatever. And, as a child, sometimes people just believe in the parental figures or their elders or the ones in charge of them, or, this young boy was raised in church. Their church was very, from what I don't know if it really sounds like a cult, but y'all can tell me what y'all think. But, it was one of those churches where you couldn't date anybody or anything like that unless it was approved Like all the relationships had to be, I don't want to say ordained, but they had to be basically the pastor would put people together. And if you like somebody and they didn't believe that y'all should be together, then you won't be together. It won't be allowed. Either your relationship would be allowed or it won't be allowed. And he said they were really strict on that. Now, Larry Reid was one of those type of pastors who was very involved in the very involved in the families in the church. So I don't want to say it was cult like, but it sounds borderline. It sounds borderline, but yeah, you could get in trouble if you were in a relationship with somebody in the church that wasn't facilitated by the leader of the church. So yeah, people were doing stuff behind, the pastor's back and having relationships and kids having sex with, boys and girls doing their thing. And I'm sure adults was probably doing their things. Church people do all kind of shit in church that we should not be doing. Okay, that ain't nothing new under the sun. That ain't nothing new under the sun. But again, his mom wanted him to be under a very strong male role model, and that's why she had him move in with Larry Reid. But again, when it comes to Larry Reid saying that he's not gay, but admitting that he's done all type of things with men that he did on his own because he wanted to, years later after he was touched, like, as a grown man, this is what I did because I wanted to do it. And then say you're not gay because you're not doing it. The way that some people look at it, like when you tell a child that you can have sex with the same sex and still not be gay, it's kind of like, borderline grooming by explaining to them, oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't bad. You're not going to be gay. You're not going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's going to happen to you anyway. So again, y'all let me know how y'all feel about some of this stuff that we're hearing. Yeah, he said, and it's on video. And it's on video. Yes, and it's on video. And it's Tasha K has it on her website. It's on video of him saying that. Yep. Sure did. And I remember that from a while back though. Charlie Sheen used to call it the boys club. The boys club. Yep. And that's exactly what they basically call them, something like that, where men who want to do things like that with each other, but they don't want to be considered gay. They'll have like this group of men and they just all do things to each other. Then they go back home to their regular lives, to their families, to their kids, to their wives, to their girlfriends, baby mamas, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like some men who go to jail and they gay in jail, but once they leave them doors, they ain't gay. Once they go back home to their moms, their families, their wives, their kids, their friends, they ain't gay no more. You said if it's true, Larry better be ready. He better be ready to prove that he didn't do anything. That's just like Wiley said on his Twitter page, and a lot of other people. Larry, now it's you can do as many tours as Lavontraye, but for you to drop that lawsuit against your accuser, but not drop it against the vlogger who interviewed the accuser. Like, that don't make sense to me. Like, you will spend all that money on lawyers to bring a lawsuit against a vlogger who is reporting on a story that he heard, but you dropped the lawsuit against the actual accuser when he filed a motion against your lawsuit. 3 weeks after you filed the lawsuit, you dropped it. Instead of for jurisdictional reasons. So I'm wondering, are you going to pick that lawsuit up? Are you going to pick the lawsuit back up? I don't know. I guess we shall wait and see. But yes, the next interview that Tasha is going to play on her channel is the mother, the Lavontraye's mother. Now, Larry Reid did say something in his earlier video earlier today that he said, he kind of put blame on the mother for the reason why the child is, well, I don't want to say child, it's a grown man now. Lavontraye is a grown man now. But some of the things that he went through, because he claims that the mother loved, I don't know if this is true, it's all allegedly, but Larry Reid claimed that the mother basically loved or showed more love towards the men in the ministry than showing love towards her sons, who he left with him, and she showed more love towards the men in the ministry than with her sons and towards Larry and towards their church. So I would definitely like to find out what the mother has got to say against all this, and I'm sure Tasha K is going to ask her some really good questions, because one thing about Tasha K, we can say a lot of things about Tasha K, but she has gotten a lot better with her interviews. She has really got a lot better with her interviews, and she kind of knows like what questions to ask, to make people talk, but not like she's forcing them or pulling teeth or anything. Her interviews be really like relaxed. It's like you just sitting there talking to a friend, something like that. So I do like how she, before in the past, I wasn't so fond of her interview skills or interview techniques, but I am more and more now. But yeah, you said it is borderline. Yep, it is. Yep, super, super suspicious. And you said, where's the leader of the church, though? Child. Ooh, child, he was the leader of the church. He was the leader of the church, child. I don't know if they had any co-pastors. But yeah, Tasha K titled it Pastor, Prophet, or Pedo. Pastor, Prophet, or Pedo. But yeah, Tasha K, she had went all the way to North Carolina to Lavontraye and, conducted a set of interviews. I think she said she did 3 interviews, I think. But yeah, she went to North Carolina, which is not that far from her because she is in Atlanta. So, that's not really that far from her. But one thing about what she had mentioned that I want to mention is that she was saying how a lot of people are saying for this not to be true, for Larry Reid to say is not to be true, the person who keeps making these allegations all the way back from 2008 up until today, the story has not changed. The details have not changed. Like how Lavontraye said the first time that Larry Reid said something to him that was just off was when they were at a Walmart and they were shopping at a Walmart. And he says he remembered the shirt. Excuse me. He said he remembered a shirt that was what the shirt looked like that was on a rack behind Larry Reid. He said he remembers it so vividly. So vividly, the rack that was, holding a shirt that was behind Larry Reid's back. And he basically said the statement was so random, and he was around 14 or 15 at that time. And he said he recalls it just really, really well. And this was months into his mother switching them to that church, to Larry Reid's church, which was called Breakthrough Temple. Within months, he said that's when the alleged grooming started. He said that Larry Reid was preaching at an engagement near Mooresville, and they were at a Walmart. And Larry Reid told to him that he looks like the kind of person that could be easily manipulated. And Lavontraye was like, no, why you say that? I don't think I can be easily manipulated. And Larry Reid kept telling him that. And he said, I remember the exact day, the details, where we were. I mean, the clothes on the rack behind him. He said, I was 14 or 15 at the time. And then it's like, that was the beginning of what he believes was the grooming. Because he said he didn't really know. Like, a lot of children don't know what grooming is. They don't know what's being done to them in the moments that it's being done before anything really happens. Because they're either not reading into that or they're not even thinking anything along the lines of anything like that. You know what I mean? And Tasha was saying stuff like, I can remember, when I was 5, and I remember when this happened and this happened. I remember the boy. I remember what he looked like. I remember what he smelled like every time he came home from his janitorial job. And I remember he made me do this and he made me do that. And she said every time it happened, she was 5 years old, and the boy would call her in his bedroom while her aunts and them was in the other room, and they thought nothing. They were like, "Oh, Tasha's just in there playing the video games with such and such." And she said they never checked on me. They never made sure that we were just playing video games. And she says, I remember everything. And she always says the person's name. So she doesn't even shy away from that. Tasha, she said the name of the guy. I just don't remember what she called him. I don't know if it was Alvin, Kelvin, Melvin. I can't remember the name of the guy. But a lot of people, even me in my situation that I explained to y'all before, when I was a very, very little girl going to this church where things was going on. Matter of fact, every church I went to, things were going on. Like, on. And so I remember some guy trying to get me to do something to him when I was about, I don't know, I want to say 6 or 7. I couldn't have been that old, maybe 5 or 6, because I remember running up the stairs, coming back up to the church, and going to the sanctuary and jumping on my mother's lap. So I know I had to be very young to be able to jump on her lap. And she was like, "Girl, what's wrong with you? Sit down, quit acting, whatever, how moms are in church. They're like, sit your butt down. I'm trying to listen to the word. But yeah, like Tasha said, and the Lavontraye and a lot of other, people who remember things happening to them that are bad. We have vivid memories. Like, I have vivid memories. I can remember all the way my first day of preschool and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Deanna, how you doing, boo? Much love to you, babe. But yes. You said, wasn't he an adult though? But was he a child? Yes, I remember Tasha was not. The Lavontraye, when it first happened, he was underage. And then that was when the grooming started. That was just the grooming. Yeah. But I would definitely recommend, I'm not, rehashing everything that Tasha, had to say on the interview, the parts that she did show us on her YouTube channel, because like I said, the whole interview is on her website, but you got to pay $12 to see that. But I'm just rehashing a little bit, doing a little bit of commentary on a little bit of what she shared on her YouTube channel, the 45 minutes that she shared. But yeah, Larry Reid was like a dad to him. He took care of him. He mentored him, taught him how to dress, taught him about finances, taught him how to balance a checkbook, taught him about spiritual things, allowed him to drive his car. He was like a father figure to him. So when Larry Reid would try or do some of these things, and he would tell him, like, basically, it's in the name of the Lord. God is allegedly, he would say, God is telling me, to do these things that by you doing these things that I need for you to do, you're protecting me. I'm protecting you. You helping me, but it's all grooming. It's all grooming. The lies and the manipulation, allegedly. I gotta keep saying that because Larry, you ain't gonna come after me in no lawsuit. Sure. But no, child. Yes. But the house where it all started, allegedly. Again, he said the first was Larry wanted to basically run some tests on him because he kept talking about he could be easily manipulated. Then he kept asking him, "Are you sure you're not gay?" And Lavontraye kept saying, I'm not gay. Why do you keep asking me this? Then he kept asking him about it so much that he was thinking, well, am I gay? Should I be concerned that I am gay? Like, do I act gay? Do I look gay? Do I walk gay? Do I talk gay? And so Larry told him, well, there's some tests that we could do to prove if you're gay or not. And those tests would be Larry having him come in his room, undress, he will show him some porn, and he would try to see if he got was aroused by it, or if he was. Then that eventually went into Larry just doing his thing under the zebra print cover, jacking or whatever, playing with him, whatever, while, Lavontraye was, naked, and he would have him spinning around and doing all kind of stuff in front of him, And then that went to Lavontraye said touching, where he would touch his, his butt, touch his, privates. And then eventually, and it wasn't just at home that things were said to have happened at, but he said eventually he would ask him to lay down on the bed. He would call him in his room, have him lay down, and he would get him a full body massage. And in the middle of that massage, he would start, putting his mouth on him. And each time he would do that, he would say that, he was a prophet. He was my father figure. He would always minimalize it, like as if it was nothing. You're not gay. You're just doing me a favor. You're just helping me out. You're serving the prophet, and I'm helping you at the same time by covering you. This is how the Lord told me I need to cover you, to protect you. So he would minimalize it as if it was nothing, so that Lavontraye would feel some type of way. And sometimes he would allow, well, I don't want to say allow, but sometimes while he was doing stuff to him, Lavontraye would actually, come in his mouth. Yeah. So, child, it's a lot. But again, a lot of this stuff we have already heard from Daryl Moore's interview that he did a few years ago. But in a few things I did learn new in here, like the fact that Larry Reid had filed a lawsuit against Lavontraye. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he had dropped it 3 weeks later. I didn't know that Lavontraye filed a motion, which could have been the reason why Larry Reid dropped it. I don't know if he's going to pick it back up, being that Lavontraye is touring. Because right now, Larry is touring too. Larry's doing press conferences. He's supposed to be on, 3 different YouTuber, 3 different bloggers panels this week, telling his side. And he claims that if you paid the $12 to jump on his Patreon today, that you could have got a lot of tea from there as well, and actually found out who all Bishop Lamar Whitehead allegedly is paying to come at Larry Reid to bring this all back up again, because it kind of died down after Larry won that lawsuit, or after Larry filed that lawsuit against Daryl Moore. It kind of died down. We really wasn't hearing any more about Lavontraye or Larry Reid or Daryl Moore or any of that. And then, like, out of the blue, Tasha K posted that that short video, that trailer, and I was like, oh, hell no. Ain't Tasha K homies with Larry Reid? Everybody was just shocked and appalled, and also excited, and interested and intrigued to see the interviews. So, yeah. You said allegedly. We just discussed and calm down, Larry. Right? He ain't no doctor. I cannot. Yeah, CTV gots to be one of them. Gots to be. They cool as heck. But yeah, the $12 one, I know that he said he was going to be dropping names of all the people who have been paid to come against him, with these allegations, or help these allegations start back up, or, help the storyline come back into the public eye. But on those other interviews, I think those might be free, though. I think. I hope they are. Like I said, I hope this ain't no $12 gate. $12 interview gate. Tasha K wants $12 for hers. Larry wants $12 for his. And if all these other interviews that Larry Reid is doing, all these exclusives, if they want money too, I'm like, dang, y'all get enough money on here. Somebody dropped 200, and that's just one of the cash apps from Tasha K earlier today. Somebody dropped 200 in her super chat. Yeah, super chat. I didn't see all the rest of them, but yeah, they was dropping big money. And Larry Reid, they dropping big money on them. But y'all want to charge us $12? Bye. Again, I'll wait till other commentary come out, and usually the people who do these interviews, the exclusive interviews, and they private them, or they give only people a link who are paying exclusively for those interviews, they end up putting them on their YouTube channels publicly anyway, or discussing it all publicly anyway. So that's why I'm like, I ain't paying shit. So, but anyway, yeah. So that's all I got. At least that's all I'm willing to cover. I just wanted to cover some key points that I had heard over there. But you said the truth ain't gonna happen. Ciao. But yes, I hope y'all enjoyed my little commentary on part one of Tasha K's interview with Lavontraye Andrews, the accuser of Larry Reid. And that was, again, part one commentary. Tasha K, she had named it, she had named it Pastor, Prophet, or Pedo. That's what she named it. But yeah, all these are all allegations, even though Lavontraye did file a police report back in 2008. So it's been years. And Lavontraye spoke to a few people now. First, Daryl Moore gave him a voice on his YouTube channel, the cigar blogger. Now Tasha K is giving him a voice on her channel. And the next interview is going to be with the mother. So I'm interested in hearing what the mother got to say, especially after she dropped her kids off on Larry Reid. Like, she wanted them to have a father figure, and because her and her husband had divorced, and but I ain't never heard of such. Now, I had with my sons, they had like mentors, but they were like at school, coaches, things like that. I didn't just take them and say, here he is. Have at him. Take him. Here's a suitcase. I wasn't dropping my kids off, they barely got dropped off over any friend's house or was granted to spend the night over anybody. I kept a tight leash on my kids. They had they had a few friends, a few family members they could kick it with away from the house and stuff like that. But I kept a tight leash on my boys because we all know very too well that girls are not the only ones being sought after out here. It's young boys too. Yes. But yeah, you said for real, yep, I'll wait till it get viral. They've been trying since this been, 2 years. Yep. Thank you so much, Tiff Moore. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really do. And yes, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. It's getting late. I'm going to get my butt off in this bed. I'm going to catch up. Well, I ain't lying. I usually, but when I do lay down and go to bed, I done already did my little shower thingy before I came live because I knew I was going to hit the sack right after I do my show. So I did my little freshen up shower thing and all that, after I got off of work. But I'm going to get in bed and watch a little YouTube, catch up on some interesting shows that I saw on YouTube earlier, try to speed through them, red ball it, maybe watch a little Netflix or Hulu, and then, lay it down for the night, for the evening. But yes, thanks everybody for tuning in. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Again, we are on the road to 5K, you guys. And I am so excited and appreciative of everybody who's been along this road with us. All my hoodies and all my official hoodies who are members. Shout out to all the members. But yes, we are about 120 subbies away from 5,000. And then we're going to have a celebration, of course. We're going to have a celebration when we hit that 5K. So again, share the video, like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Thank you to all the new subscribers for gracing our platform. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. And if you want to be a blessing to the Hood Table platform, the Cash App is on the screen. $, the Hood Table 402. Thank you so very much, you guys. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times. Good night, you guys, and always remember to keep it hood. Bye.